Hey guys, welcome to Spoiler Alert. Your boy Scooter here, and today we got a brand new breakdown for you guys. We're gonna be breaking down episode 1 of Marvel's Moon Knight, and I gotta say it was fucking fantastic. I loved it, and I'm just proud of Marvel for the step they've taken right now. Kevin Feige actually just had an interview the other day where he was actually talked to about the raciness about of the episodes and how far they've gone, and actually asked him if he was going to dial it back, and he said no. And there's actually a couple moments where I'm watching this and I'm like, this is Marvel? This is Disney? Like, holy shit, this is crazy. And I'm proud. I'm proud of them. Good job, Kevin Feige. I love you for it. Keep it up. And yeah, let's get into this video. All right, we open up our scene here to Arthur Harrow, main antagonist so far of the show. And he's actually played by Ethan Hawke, which I find to be very interesting. And right now, I hope he's actually taking a shot before he puts the glass in the shoes, because he's about to be walking around the whole city, and that should make it a little easier. I don't know, but I just cringed at the moment of seeing this and him taking those few steps and you hearing the crunching of the glass. And that's just another thing that I'm just like, Disney did that? Man, dick. Now that we get past this religious zealot with glass slippers just destroying his feet all over the town, we go over here to Stephen Grant. Stephen Grant seems like a normal guy, except he's not normal at all. He starts off with a strap on his leg that keeps him tied to the bed that already has red flags all over it. Let's watch. We opened up the video and our boy Stephen Grant is just sleeping on the job. Wakes up to just an empty room, and the song playing is A Man Without Love. Actually references how lonely he is at the moment, and I don't get how lonely he is with this strap on his leg. He could definitely use that on her, or maybe she left already and used this on him already. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on. I might be reaching here, but there's definitely going to be a lot of clues pointing to Kang. There is a blanket on the bed right over here that's a little teal purple. That's definitely the like signature colors of Kang himself. And I would like to note that Kang did have a version of himself that was bored how peaceful his timeline was. He actually traveled back in time to rule as King Tut in times.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Lou, quickly crashing in just to let everybody know a little hypothesis I have, a little light bulb of an idea. I think here, although we're led to believe he's talking to his mom secretly, this is a phone set up by Mark to keep his personality Steven in check, to make sure that he doesn't do anything too crazy. For they don't they don't see too much faith in him in this portrayal of his personality. And I think he's a sleeper agent. I think we just sleeping on him. We're meant to sleep on him right now. But you know what? As it stands right now, I think all these postcards come from Mark Spector. It's a setup. You heard it here. You heard it with me. Your boy's out.
Yeah, Lou, thanks. I definitely think you're right about that. I definitely see all these postcards possibly even being from missions that Mark has been on, because clearly he's some sort of agent. He's definitely got the training to do what it takes. Next scene. Couple scenes later, Mark continues his mundane life, enters the bus, sleeps on a guy, reads a lady's newspaper, pisses her off. And then we get to the next scene, and there's straight away a reflection looking right at the museum. I feel like these reflections are other versions of Mark that are watching through these reflections, is what he's doing. Another thing I'd like to note, my favorite thing is definitely going to have to be this King Tut Easter egg coming right up. Right here, you see right in behind them, there is a statue. Clear as day. It is a huge King Tut. This King Tut is definitely got to be Kang. Because if you go up and look up any pictures of King Tut himself, he has either the headpiece or the double crown. Kang himself has the double crown, the headpiece, the beard piece. He has it all, because it's never enough for Kang. As we continue the video, I'd like to take this moment to remind you guys to make sure you like that, subscribe, and leave us a comment down below what you think is going on, what you think is next, or maybe we missed something. And on to the next clip. I'm going to streamline the video and actually cut through a couple of scenes and summarize them, as in how Mark actually asked a girl out using Steven's body clearly because she's going thinking that they're having a date to a steak place and Steven is actually vegan. So clearly the other persona, Mark, must have asked her out on a date because he eats steak. Now over here we're talking to a mime and it seems to be a shrink-like figure for Steven. He's confiding in him and telling him about the date, how he has no recollection. But I bet Mark also talks to this man as well, and he's gonna have information for the other personas on the other personas and knows everything about Mark. Funny enough, this scene, he's going back to bed, he's resetting his traps, making sure he doesn't go anywhere, puts back on the ankle lock, and then he's actually doing things in between staying awake. And funny, I don't even understand how he does the ankle lock, but then gets up and starts studying again. But anyway, we're back to studying, and right over here, I notice it says the Great Rift. So I'm honestly understanding right now that he's reading a rift between God and man. Now, the Great Rift is actually supposed to be about how the gods turn their backs on man, but it could be a kind of foreshadowing for how the main antagonist is trying to bring his god about into the world, and that's Emmett, right? I still can't get this one right. Here we jump from Steven studying and getting ready for bed to literally him on the floor with a broken jaw, and I really love his acting here. It like really made me feel like this was real. Like, look at the vein on his forehead, his jaw is shifted to the side. You hear the cracking. It's just so visceral in the way that he actually resets his jaw here. And then on the floor, you actually see glass all over the floor. So you actually notice that he's clearly jumped out of a building. And in this building, it's very like castle-y. Like, I don't understand where this could be. It kind of looks like a Dutch like area, whatnot. And honestly, I get my favorite part of the episode in this scene with a very Venom-esque Khonshu yelling at Isaac about how, I mean, literally calling him a parasite, calling him dumb. It's almost like a reverse Venom where the symbiote is actually the host and this other persona is the parasite.
Don't just stand there. Run!
Our boy Steven makes it to the town and actually escapes the gunfire for a little bit, but he pulls a little Assassin's Creed moment as he merges into this crowd here.
Through Steven's assassino moves, we see some insight to the big bad's Zionist followings. They go to the courtyard to be judged by him, and from what it looks like, he's either massing an army, handpicking who he wishes to be on his army, or maybe the souls of those who are truly good are worth more to Ahmet and assisting in the new awakening of Ahmet.
Get to the part of the episode where everything just takes a huge turn. Arthur Harrow mutters a word that only his followers would understand, and Steven doesn't catch it right away. The crowd drops to their knees, and Steven is left standing and is instantly exposed. At this moment, Arthur instantly recognizes him and calls him a mercenary, and Steven has no idea what he's talking about. Instantly, Arthur requests the scarab that he retrieved earlier in this castle when he jumped out the window. And this scarab, this moment reminds me of Venom so much. He tries to give him the scarab, but the Khonshu inside him will not allow him to give the scarab up. And I found this hilarious. Let's watch.
You will give him nothing.
Come on. It's not. My fingers froze. Don't know what's happening.
There we go. Just take it, take it. Oh, God. Am I trying to stop my legs? Take it! I'm trying to stop my legs from moving.
This scene directly reminded us of
Do not open that door.
Oh,
What are you doing?
I'm putting my hands up.
You are making us look bad.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Why would you do that?
Because it is a very sensible thing to do.
finally the moment we've been all waiting for. Massive amounts of blood and visceral. Mark just came out and just whooped some ass. Shopkeeper should have actually stayed inside, I'd like to note, because he's now dead and should have just minded his damn business. He'd probably still have a store now, but he's so dead. We make it to the end of the chase, and Conchu and Mark definitely had to pull out all the stops to save Steven in this chase. And we make it to the end, and these logs absolutely destroy the final two henchmen, but also take Steven out with him. And then we get a little, looks like a Free Guy Easter egg, because he gets that first respawn, looks like it's straight ripped out of Free Guy. Become more convinced that this is a Free Guy Easter egg just because he continues to talk to the goldfish just like Blue Shirt Guy did in Free Guy. So Steven wakes up and thinks it's all a dream. All his traps and everything that he set to make sure he's still in the bed is still active, still there, and it looks like nothing happened. Then he starts talking to his fish, and then you realize this fish has another fin, which earlier did not have both fins, and Disney continues to flex on us with another Easter egg to something else they own, Finding Nemo. And he brings it back to the store, and the lady realizes that he came the day before, and he's like, no, I didn't. And then he realizes he's actually late for a date. So he ends up leaving that, forgetting all about the fish and what's going on with that. But I actually like to note Mark's getting a little sloppy. Because why would he replace the fish when he could just leave the fish dead and he would just think, oh, my fish died or something? Why would you even replace the fish? Now he knows something's up. Now Steve definitely just got promoted to typical hero because he misses the girl. Still orders the steak though. I guess he ditched being vegan. And then we get back to his house again and we get this like moment where you just feel really bad and sad for Mark or Steven. Sorry, I'm going to continue to confuse that. But he tries to feed Gus or new Gus some sprinkles, and then his chocolate land on the ground. He goes to pick him up, and then he notices scratch marks under this table. That means it's frequently moved, and then he really catches Mark.
And yet not given too much time to even think when the whole room starts going into an earthquake-like sequence. What's happening? Wait a minute, take a second. We all seen this in the trailers. It's a psychotic episode. He doesn't know what's left or right or up or down. And we do get some beautiful scenery of Khonshu just chasing him down, coming down that hallway, and all of a sudden, old lady. Was it ever really Khonshu? We never know. All we do know is that he'll never find that contacts that he dropped on the floor.
Hey,
You alright?
fine, thank you.
Just lost my contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Now, after Conchu finishes scaring the shit out of us and Steven, gets to the bus and actually just screams like hell. And when he gets off at work and tries to make it to the back, but he's actually being tailed by Arthur. Arthur corners him in the back and tells him the story of his god, Amit. God at that time. He tells him the story of Amit, and then after that tries to actually judge him. And he realizes that he can't actually judge him. There's chaos in him. I wonder if this is actually a reference to chaos magic. That really doubt that, kind of reaching, but still, I think it's funny. The word chaos means so much. And after that, he has some fancy wordplay. Yeah, he says the words, the more you ask for help, the more you sound like the boy who cried wolf. And this is funny because it foreshadows the fact that later on he actually gets attacked by wolves under the command of Arthur. Now we're reaching the final moments, and it's getting really exciting. Gets away from Arthur and actually gets to the back and starts to hear dog sounds in the back of the museum. Funny enough, the first name he mentions is Donna, and I really think that's because. But anyway, um, keeps going, and you start to notice that actually sees his or he doesn't see his reflections, but his reflections see something following him. So his reflections seem to be, or his other personas seem to be more aware of his surroundings than he. So he kind of is a novice in what's going. I almost forgot to mention, while he's doing inventory, you notice a little shaky cam, and you already start to notice he's being watched. Now, as his reflections were ready, Steven was not. Steven's in control of the body right now, so we get an actually pretty hilarious chase through the museum. I thought it was funny. Right before the chase starts, though, Arthur does call out Steven and say, if you don't give me the scarab, you will be torn apart by these wolves that he foreshadowed earlier. As well as this, he a very funny moment where Steven almost drops a vase. He does mouth the word fuck, which I thought was hilarious. There's a lot of moments in the episode itself where he's just mouthing explicit words like crazy, and I love that too. It kind of gives it that Deadpool feel without actually having to deliver on the word itself. Now I might be reaching here. Comment below, let me know what you think. I do think this is an Easter egg to the liquor in Resident Evil. I'm just a huge fan of all things games, and I would love for this to just be a nice little nod to them. Steven finally races past that final checkpoint into the bathroom, the room of all relief, and we get that moment we've been all waiting for, Steven confronted by Mark. Mark insists that he can save them. Steven just thinks he's going crazy. There's glyphs all over the wall. I definitely like to note they're all glowing in gold. And Mark just really just wants Steven to let go. Wants him to stop fighting him. He knows he can save them. Steven finally agrees to surrender control to Mark. And we get this awesome transformation. It almost looks like a mummification process. And get this moment where they just trick him. They literally just let him think he gets the upper hand, or let us think he had the upper hand, and just call the ambulance on him.
Hey, old man, give me everything.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Moon Knight finally just wails on that jackal, just absolutely smashes his face in, just like you should smash that like button. Subscribe, follow us, make sure you join in and join that Discord, and it's going to be linked down in the comments below. And just tell us what you think of our breakdown. Tell us if we missed anything. Just let me know. Say hi. See you next time. Peace.